Showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to Eric Abbenante versus the World. I would like to introduce my sidekick, Eric Abbenante. My great and powerful good friend here at Green Goddess Dispensary. We'd like to thank this enormous crowd for showing up and showing all their support. And here we go.
Thank you. All right. Yes, welcome to Eric Abbenante versus the World. This is going exactly how I envisioned it. And you know what? It's great. It's actually great how it's going. And even better, we got all this tangling. Oh, everything is just perfect. Oh, I am so glad to be here. This is my dream. Eric Abbenante versus the World. This is a political comedy show. A political comedy show. And I will only apologize if I didn't offend you. Oh my goodness, this is great. And my name is Eric Abbenante, big time Jewish news producer, as you can tell. Huge crowd here. You can hear, thank you so much. You can hear the roar from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium that I edited in. Okay, you can absolutely hear it. 120,000 absolutely being piped in. Oh, it is so good to be here at Green Goddess. And here, please give it up for my supportive sidekick, Steve Richardson, the amazing Steven the Plumber. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And my sidekick is here. It's so good. It's just absolutely wonderful. And she is living the dream as well, okay? She is seeing the absolute stardom of Eric Abbenante. She is absolutely witnessing it. Oh, thank you all so much. Oh, this is great. I mean, big time Jewish news producer. You could see me on NPR. Actually, that was recent. Oh, wait, you can't see me on NPR. It was a podcast. I bought a new suit to flow out to New York for it to be a podcast. I hope Trump takes all their money, Steve. Okay, I can't deal with it. I bought a whole new suit, and
I didn't know Tiger King had a garage sale.
I know, right? Like, I spent at least $40 on this operation right here, okay? And, you know, again, like, maybe when I hit 18 years old, I'll figure out how to wear it, you know? But this is the operation, yes, okay? We are doing great. But, Steve, we got through our pilot episode. Steve, how do you think I flew that pilot episode? How do you think I did with my flying skills?
I think you flew it like a Muslim.
Oh, that's terrible, Steve, because, you know, I've been reading on the internet that Jews did 9/11, you know? So don't take that from us, okay? It's very anti-Semitic that you would take that from us. Just terrible. Ugh. So we are at Green Goddess Dispensary, the greatest dispensary in the world, especially Texas. And Ken Paxton, he follows me on X, on Twitter. This is true. He follows me. I challenge you, sir. Come to Green Goddess. I'm pointing in the camera right now. Come to Green Goddess. And you know what? I'm having some of their products right now, and I'm hallucinating. I can see him. I can see him in front of me right now. Ken Paxton, you need to come here and debate cannabis legalization, okay? You need to come. And Ken Paxton is in the news right now because he was in another affair scandal. It's his second one. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, and him and his wife, they got divorced on biblical reasons, which is, I got to start using that more often, Steve. Biblical reasons. You like that?
So she doesn't do butt stuff?
Yeah, no, that's what biblical reasons mean. I'm glad you translated for me. That's why you're the sidekick. I'm so proud of you. That's why you get that big paycheck. You know, yeah, I use biblical reasons.
Oh,
yeah, everything's big with me. And so, yeah, like, look, I use biblical reasons all the time. At Chick-fil-A, I was like, look, I'm returning this order based off of biblical reasons. You forgot my buffalo sauce. It is a mistake of biblical proportions. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, but we can. Yeah, and Ken, if you're feeling comfortable, we will provide a couple women for you to cheat on your wife with, okay? I promise, to make you feel comfortable. We'll have at least a couple for you. Somehow, I will bring them. For you. Just for you, buddy, to make you comfortable. All right, so we got to get to the headlines, Steve. We got to get to the headlines. So many headlines this week. I had to deport some headlines. I mean, whew, we got, because guess what? Trump, he caused peace in the Middle East. Did you hear about this?
Peace in the Middle East?
Yeah, he got Israel and Gaza to a peace deal. Isn't that amazing, Steve?
That is amazing.
I mean, out of all the people in the world, it was Trump. It was Trump who did it. I mean, they're like, sir, we've tried everything. What do you think we should do? Have you tried calling them shithole countries? Have you ever thought about that? You know, and what about just taking Israel's side blindly? Have you ever thought about that? And so, I mean, somehow it actually, somehow it worked. I mean, it was just incredible. Like, he actually solved peace in the Middle East, and somewhere Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are like, please wake me up from this 10-year nightmare. Please. What do you mean he was the one? You know, it's just absolutely incredible. He didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. He didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize for, you know, causing unprecedented peace in Israel and Gaza. The Nobel Committee were like, you know, we don't think you're peaceful, noble enough, and you didn't drone strike enough American citizens, okay? To really get the award, like Obama, our great President Obama. So he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, and now he's kind of feeling bad. He's like, you know, I don't think I'm gonna get into heaven either. I don't know who told him. He's like, you know, I've heard I've been, you know, pretty bad. I'm on the naughty list. And it's absolutely hysterical because he's like, you know, I heard all dogs get into heaven. Does that mean Rosie gets into heaven? She's such a dog. Oh God, that Rosie. You know, I'll have a better chance than Jared Kushner. Sorry, Jew. Sorry. You know, it's just absolutely despicable. And you know, because that they caused peace in the Middle East, Trump's envoy to Middle East, Steve Witkoff, he went to celebrate in Israel, and he actually went in front of a crowd of Israelis and thanked Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu. And the crowd of Israelis, this is true, booed him loudly. And it's like, look, they weren't saying boo, they were saying Jew. Boo the Jew named Netanyahu. You know, boo that Jew. That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying. It was just, you know, boo, boo. And man, a lot of Israel news. Israel, they played Norway in soccer recently. And if you're wondering how good Jews are at sports, Norway beat Israel 5-0. 5-0. Israel scored 2 own goals. 2 own goals. I haven't seen that much friendly fire since October 7th. I mean, it's just, woof. I mean, Israel sent them pagers afterward. Sent the pagers, that was the thing. I mean, you heard the announcers during the game. Israel controlling Gaza is the goal! You know, it was absolutely wonderful. So, yeah, and then the other big news in the Middle East, there is a comedy festival in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and all the biggest comedians were invited, and it's a big controversy because they're being paid by the Saudi government $1.6 million. I mean, Steve, $1.6 million. Maybe we should go to Riyadh. You know what I'm saying? Would you go?
Yeah, I would go for half that.
Yeah. Too bad I'm a loser. We're not going to get there. But you know, especially at this pace. But you know, yeah, 1.6 million. That's some real shekels right there. I got to tell you. Well, you know, it's interesting that they're catching flack for this. Dave Chappelle is one of the people who went. Dave Chappelle famously turned down $50 million from Comedy Central because he didn't want to wear a dress. Only for him to turn around and wear a hijab. You know, it's just, he wore the hijab but not the dress. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And don't worry, I totally have a right to make fun of the great Dave Chappelle. You know, there's nothing completely hypocritical about it. Me for my lowly perch. No, there's nothing crazy about it at all.
Feel it.
Yeah, Pete Davidson, actually, he's also there. His dad died on 9/11. And his response was, yeah, I want to negotiate 9 to 11 zeros on my contract. Is that cool? You know, that was his, yeah. Too soon, terrible. And yeah, they would have invited Carlos Mencia, but he was going to steal Saudi Arabia's infamous bone saw hacking of journalists bit, you know, they didn't want that. They didn't want that thief, Carlos Mencia, there. So much in the news. Kamala Harris has a new book out. 107 days, she's on a book tour. It's selling like hotcakes. She's finally getting some attention. And because of that, Joe Biden was like, you know, I also have a book coming out. It just like, it came out in the middle of nowhere. It's clearly, you know, because she's getting attention. He couldn't wait 107 minutes to take away her shine. Like, he's going to plan his death around Kamala's next big announcement. I'll tell you that. You know, Biden. His book is I Got Backstabbed. Yeah, that's his book.
I heard they were coloring books.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's just a bunch of selfies. You know, yeah, it's great. Oh, we're almost through the headlines. Oh man. So, like, have you heard about ICE? They posted a new video, and it was a Pokemon-themed video about illegals, saying we gotta catch them all. And you know, it was like really controversial. And look, you do have to catch all the illegals before they evolve into citizens. Okay, you gotta watch for that. And look, these illegals are clearly Pokemon because they're weak to ice types. Okay, ice types like grass types. You know, like those are the hippies. The ground types, those are the illegals coming through the border. The dragon types, those are the Asians. And of course, the flying types, those are the people who bought a ticket over here. And how does Christy Gnome, fit into all this this Pokemon ice equation? Well, she of course is Ditto, because every time you see her, she has a new face. Oh yes. And oh man, so like the big news this week was Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, and it kind of subsided, but it's still going on. Jimmy Kimmel, he was taken off the air and then reinstated. And I got to be honest, I've always hated Jimmy Kimmel way before it was cool. Okay. Because I'm a Utah Jazz fan, and he made fun of our precious Karl Malone. Okay? You can't do that. He did blackface on our precious Karl Malone. It was racist. And yes, I know Karl Malone raped a 15-year-old. Yes. Oh, you can't trust Karl Malone off the court with a 15-year-old. Guess what? I could trust him on the court. 18 seasons, 82 games a year. I could trust him. Okay? But anyways, Jimmy Kimmel. Yes, legally, constitutionally, he has the right to be on air, and he should be on air, right? But that's not the conversation that happened. The conversation that happened was like this discussion in the court of public opinion rather than the courts. And basically it went like this, I am the defense for Jimmy Kimmel, and Steve the Sidekick here is the prosecution against Jimmy Kimmel in the court of public opinion. The defense rises. All right, so Jimmy Kimmel, if we allow this to happen and we take him off the air, then all of us could be taken, have our free speech taken away. It is a slippery slope that we must prevent. All right, the defense rests. Prosecution?
But it's Jimmy Kimmel. Who cares?
Damn, I wasn't prepared for that. That's a much better argument than mine. Oof. Damn. Well,
Rest in case.
Yeah, unfortunately what happened was Jimmy Kimmel didn't do as well in the court of public opinion. Whew. Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. And then the last thing we're going to talk about on this portion, before we get to our amazing comedian who is here, we only had one comedian because he's that good. No one could follow him. right? And that's why he's here. Okay, so we have an amazing show. But the last thing is on the government shutdown, and it is happening right now. And the reason why most people don't know about it, so October 1st is when the funding of our government begins. September 30th is when it ends. And we never notice this cycle because it's during football season. And so no one cares except the nerds. But basically, long story short, Republicans and Democrats, whenever they're in power, to fund the government, they're like, all right, you got to put something in that we like. Republicans, it's a border wall. Democrats, it's like, free abortions for trans illegals. The basic stuff that, both sides really care about. And so the Republicans this time were like, we're just going to give you a clean CR, kind of. Just vote for the government to come open. We could take our ball and go home, but we're not going to. And the Democrats were like, Democrats, they're like Palestinians, never take an opportunity to miss an opportunity. They never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity, these Democrats. And they're just like, you know what? We're going to take our ball and we're going to go home. But the Democrats, they don't control anything. So they have no ball. But we identify as people with balls. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. Well, oh man, we have an amazing show of Eric Abbenante versus the world. We have Jenner Coker. He is about to come up. Oh, he is an amazing comedian, a Dallas comedian. He's got, sincerely, one of the best voices in comedy. And one day, he's going to be a voiceover legend. Calling my shot right now. But first, before we get to our amazing first comedian, we have our recurring segment, Unclogged by Steven Richardson, where Steven goes through the most constipated, backed up, full of shit person in politics this week. All right, Steve, who is it?
Katie Porter.
Oh, great choice, Steve. Oh, man, that was a great choice. Okay, what happened with Katie Porter and her fat ass this week? Well, okay. She had an infamous moment where she just walked out in the middle of an interview because the reporter dared to ask follow-up questions. I mean, women, right? This is why they shouldn't be reporters. Follow-up questions? How dare you? I'm a politician. You should just say thank you. Anyway, so she, got up and left, but she's fat ass, so she didn't really get up and leave. She just took off her mic and then was expecting the set to move around and orbit around her. She just kind of sat there. We're done with this interview. Okay, well, if you're done, you gotta actually leave, sweetie. They just had the camera on her and then they continued. It was great. But, she had another moment because of this. The staffers leaked that she was screaming at her staff. Get out of my fucking shot! Screaming at one of her staff. And let's be honest, she took up the whole shot. Maybe in the horizon, in the blue mist behind the gorilla that is Katie Porter, you could kind of see the staffer. But she was, let's be honest, it was Where's Waldo behind a mountain. Okay? And Katie Porter, even in her own book, had said that Abigail Spanberger, who is as thin as the concubine in the audience right now, the beautiful, amazing sidekick to the sidekick. This fat ass was saying about a woman who's in shape, you can't do a push-up. Okay? Really. I found that hypocritical. Okay? It was just disgusting. And there's so many fat politicians, it's not just her. I mean, oh my God, my people, there are two just fat-ass Jews in Congress right now. Randy Fine and J.B. Pritzker. Look, Democrat, Republican, don't get upset. I'm just talking. I thought pigs weren't kosher. Okay, and we got two oinkers. Okay, they look like they weigh 6 million pounds each. Okay, I'm sure they eat salads, but, they use bagels instead of croutons. And look, even their moms, they call them, you never call, you always call them Domino's. They're fat. Anyways, that was great, Steve. You nailed it. Katie Porter, you just got unclogged by Steven Richardson.
Yeah.
All right. Now, without further ado, the funniest comedian. Well, we have Steve and Jenner, and then I'm a distant third. But anyways, this man is easily one of the funniest in the building. I really look forward to his set, and I know this is going to be a grand old time, and then he's going to join us on panel. Please give it up for the amazing Jenner Coker!
Hell yeah. First off, give it up to Eric for running this show. It takes a big-time Jewish producer to do something like this.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, no. But man, I don't know, the weather's getting perfect out too, which, I mean, give it up for Eric. It takes a big-time Jewish producer to give us good weather.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I know it's a political show, and I'm not really that political of a guy, but I do have one stance that I do stand strong on. I'm a firm believer in that Nickelback is a great band. Never made it as a wise man. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Controversial.
If you can't recite Rockstar, deported. Yeah, that needs to be like part of our citizenship test. If you can't sing Rockstar by yourself in the car, that's not American, all right? Man, no.
Damn straight.
You know those guys are Canadian, right?
I'm sorry?
You know those guys are Canadian, right?
They were adopted. Honorary American.
Yes, and Steve. Yes, and.
Shut up, Steve, with your facts.
Exactly. So inconvenient.
But yeah, no, I've been seeing Trump's been on the news a lot lately. Which I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know why. I'm not like most people. Most people get their news from like their political biases, you know. But I'm different. I get my news based off of the hottest news reporters. They usually speak Spanish, so I have no clue what they're saying. I see Trump's picture a lot, though. Oh, man, let's see. Yeah, no, I saw that the whole Gaza war is coming to an end, which I think that's great. You know, all the unnecessary killings, you know, all the time, effort, money just being wasted down the drain. I think it's good that it's coming to an end. But can we admit that that whole pager thing was kind of cool? Like that was some James Bond shit right there. Like, I don't know. I was reading up on it, and they're saying that a lot of the guys there wear fanny packs because, you know, they're wearing dresses and they don't have pockets. I don't know what they're called. I'm sorry. But whenever they blow up, they'd lose their stomachs. You know, that's kind of where they'd lose. Which I always thought that was weird because in America, if we want to lose our bellies, we just buy Ozempic. I don't know, it's kind of scary. Like, you don't know who's on whose side over there. Like the Iranian president, I know he was saying that he's like, doesn't work with the terrorists and, you know, he's doing all this and that and all that. But then, like, he lost his stomach. So, I mean, you know, he's not red-handed. Yeah, so you really just don't know who's on whose side over there. But I can tell you one thing. Lizzo's not joining Hezbollah anytime soon. Since I wrote that joke, she did lose a lot of weight, so maybe...
Not enough, though.
Not enough
for it not to be funny.
One day she'll be a spokesperson for Hezbollah. Let's see. Yeah, no, the government's shutting down, which... how long has it been shut down for? I don't,
like a weekish.
About a week. I don't know, it's starting to get bad. Like, you know, police officers are now starting to work for tips, you know, like I'll get pulled over and he'll be like, hey, sir, here's your ticket, and can you sign here, please? Thank you.
Welcome.
That cop was a dickhead. I tipped him 30%, and he still didn't give me a warning.
Damn.
Some bullshit. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all that I had for tonight. I do just want to say, inflation is getting so crazy that not even Jews are picking pennies up off the ground anymore.
Oh my God, I missed it. Oh my God. No. Hey.
All right, here you go.
That was incredible. And for the circumstances, I want the audience to know, the crowd here was wild. I mean, the amount of titties that he was avoiding from my groupies in the back. I mean, they were all about to convert to him. I was getting a little jealous. Like, my groupies are like, oh my God, we found the new hero. You know, I'm just like, I'm a little pissed, but wow, that was great. That was absolutely great. Oh yeah, let me do this. All right, so here is your mic, sir. The stretch over. Yes, we got it. Amazing. Yeah, again, big time Jewish news producer. You can tell as a big end. So that was great. I really finally someone funny here. I mean, me. Aside from Steve, obviously. But okay. So Jenner, I'm really curious. What do you think about this news in Israel and Gaza, and then just in general what you had thought of it before? Again, hey, not trying to ruin your career. His career got changed tonight. Okay, I'm like Carson. I'm the anti-Carson. Your career's over. No, but seriously, like, what do you think of most people are actually skeptical, like, honestly, that this is gonna go through. It's like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of think we'll see how it goes. If it lasts for like over a year, I think that's good.
Yeah, that'd be a year longer than we're expecting. Like, Vegas has it over under like 7 days. Let's be honest.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I remember hearing somewhere in the news that they signed like a ceasefire. That they're like, all right, so the ceasefire will start at 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And then, like, at 9:30, they all just like launch every missile they got. That defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Under Biden, there was a ceasefire. It didn't last 12 hours. So yeah, that's a good point. Steve, what do you think?
I think it's going to be like a timeout at a T-ball game. It'll just be like a little lull in there. And then you'll see the kids arguing on the sidelines, and then all hell's going to break loose all over again.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know the cycle, they have breaks. It's called reloading. Okay, like they will eventually get back to it, and they're gonna have like a big plan too. That was what October 7th was. They took a break. It was peacetime. They were like, okay, how do we get over the wall? Okay, we got to go fast enough to get over the wall, not fast enough to get hit by the Iron Dome, right? That's what they were doing.
Timeout for a new plan.
Yeah.
So like that was like the paraglider stuff.
Yeah, and it was low-key ingenious because it was like right in the speed limit of you're not going to get hit by one of the American weapons, the Iron Dome, Yeah, that's their thing, even though we made it. But yeah, like, so it's you're not quick enough for the that, but then quick enough where they couldn't get you. Like, it was pretty smart of them, even though that is the Arab Air Force. Unfortunately, it's just like a fan, a couple fans and some balloons, like you're an up.
One of my uncles actually had a paraglider, so like he could probably take down Israel one-man army style. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, no, I've always said
one-man wrecking ball.
I've always said, like, we just need the Appalachia and like a little bit of the South. And we could take on the whole Middle East. Like, we don't need, like, billions of dollars. We need, like, 5 dudes who sound like Jenner. Okay? Like, that's really all we need. But, so, you guys, both of you are kind of like, it's not.
So, would it be like a cousin fucker versus goat fucker?
Exactly. And you know what? I'm so glad you brought this up. For those of you who are like, what did he say? Look, in British Parliament, a Muslim was arguing that you need to allow for cousin marriages, or else you don't understand our culture. That is.
Oh, time out. You think the South is the goat fuckers?
No, I'm saying, yeah, no, like, no, we're trying to.
We'll fuck our cousins, but Not the goat.
Yeah, exactly. No, PETA should take this up. Save a goat. Have a Muslim marry a cousin. Okay? It's just really, And look, that is their culture, and they were arguing for it again in British Parliament. I'll put it up in post so that people actually believe it. But no, that's the thing. What he said is not like, oh, that's crazy. What did he say? No, check out British Parliament. Okay?
Where the men are men and the goats are nervous. Where the men are real men and the goats are nervous.
Exactly. So, okay, I don't think I've ever, I definitely, so Steve, I'll go to you after Jenner. What's your guys' just overall opinion on this Israel-Gaza conflict? And I know, really easy question, no landmines at all.
I don't know. I don't know why we're over there. That's my general opinion.
Real.
I think if I had to take a side, I guess Israel, but not like.
Well, see, there is a third option.
Israel. Okay, here's an analogy. You have a friend that gets into bar fights all the time.
Hilarious.
It's your job to kind of get them out of there.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna join in on the fight, and then afterward, that McDonald's at 3 a.m, you're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What
he is saying is Israel is the hold me back friend. They get into hold me back, because they know we're gonna do the fighting, because we actually have the weapons, and it's someone like me getting into a fight and then saying, Steve, help me,
It's never happened before.
Yeah, no. It's not like we have video of that. Bang. Anyways, okay, so I'll edit that in. Oh man. So okay, so I'm skeptical of it too, and honestly, look, there's a third option. Everyone's like, oh, Israel or Palestine. How about neither? How about the isolationist argument? How about America? How about that? So you're on that position.
Crusades.
How about
we're going to mark our territory with Trump towers.
So that's another thing, and then we'll get to you, Steve. So Jared Kushner and Trump have kind of talked about turning Gaza into a resort. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I know about the headline. Who's Jared Kushner?
By the way, he also follows me on X. Him and George Soros' kid, Alexander Soros. I don't know why. Yeah, both of them are both are weird. I don't know why.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the coolest flex. I know you're jealous. I'm sorry. I know. It's you're so green with envy of my cool life right now in this amazing show. And again, I know it's a hot night now. We'll have you back, Jenner. I mean, this is why you're going to be our instant regular, instant classic episode already. But, yeah, so, look. The whole we're going to turn Gaza into a resort. It's I really got to hand it to Trump because it might be the worst idea in the history of them talking about it. And that's why it's just crazy enough that it definitely won't work, but it'll be hilarious to watch. So... What do you think, Steve?
I think if you built a golf course out there and just started knocking stuff over, man, it would just terrify the whole world collectively.
I mean, it's perfect. They already have a sand trap, okay? One gigantic sand trap. We just got to get the grass around it. That's brilliant, Steve.
Yeah, he'll crack one over the Gulf of America. The sand trap will be in the Middle East. The 9th hole will be in Greenland.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, that's real. Okay, yeah, you know what? The whole world, instead of the whole world being the oyster, the whole world is his golf course. I love that. That's a great idea. Okay, so...
And then the Canadians will be Americans, and that'll work out just great.
So, okay, here's a very interesting question. And again, I am not like most of my people. I'm an honest, I'm an honest Jay. So you can say whatever you want. I won't get offended. The only thing that will offend me is that I'm not a big-time Jewish news producer. I'm huge. But...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the notion that Israel is committing genocide? I know, not loaded at all. A Jewish producer. I really am. I'm curious.
All right. So, very limited. You know, I just see the meme. I'm just there for the memes. You know, that's like the boundaries of my knowledge.
Like
the
you
way
said,
I see it, if I were to be brutally honest, whenever 20 years ago, Israel, I'm pretty sure they were kind of being bullied a little bit.
yeah.
So they needed a gangster, right? You know, that gangster's name is BB. Okay, the same name that like my niece would name her teddy bear. He's a gangster, okay?
Yeah.
But in 2025, I think they kind of have it under control now.
Right?
Or at least much more. So all the gangster shit's kind of
Not playing well.
not as cool anymore.
Right.
So I think that's kind of how I see it from as a guy who does not do that much research on that.
That was great. You're very knowledgeable. I mean, we should all just watch big-tittied people give the news, even if we can't understand their language.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. I mean, look, the weather girls in the Spanish class, they're the ones really should be teaching us the news, because that was really good, actually. Okay, so what do you think?
I forgot what the question was. We got on weather girls.
Sorry, I got big titties in your brain. Sorry, I apologize. Is Israel committing genocide?
That's like accusing the pigeons of committing genocide against human beings or something. You know, it just doesn't work out. You know, I was trying to come up with like a wildlife analogy where it's like, you know, the gazelles are killing off the lions or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. Jews are pigeons. I agree. No, that makes sense. You know, we're just as annoying. Yeah, that makes sense. And we'll crap on your head, and it's good luck when we crap on your head. You know, that's some Jewish pigeon propaganda. Okay. Yeah, but okay. So I'll give you my opinion. You know, as a J. So. Now I have relatives who are not only in the IDF, because everyone has to join. I have a relative in the Sayeret, which is like the special forces. So Mossad, Sayeret, IDF, right? So
who do you really work for?
Oh, I'm a Mossad handler, clearly. With the power and influence I have and the cash behind me. Oh my God, clearly. No, if we had, I need like, I need all of the AARP of the South here, like that kid who's trying to replace Charlie Kirk, you know? And that's, you know, he does college tours, you know. I've got all these college girls. Hi, my name's Betty. You know, those are the college girls he's got.
What's his name? The blonde-haired kid.
Breland Holland or something. I apologize. I know you're one of the Operation Mockingbird's newest, finest members, but like, look, I don't know the name yet. Sorry. But yeah, so okay, my opinion, you know, as a J is like, look. One, when you hear that Israel has killed, you know, aid workers and people in the press, over 200 journalists, right? They wear like a light blue press pass thing. It's kind of unmistakable, and you kill over 200 of them. That's terrible. There's no like, you know, gray area there. They'll try to say, oh, they're in Hamas. Well, I've got an idea. Grab them and ask, instead of just shooting them. Ooh, crazy idea. So, you know, like, honestly, what upsets me is like, no, we're going to get to the end of it. I hear you. Trust me. We're all wondering the same thing. Trust me. No. But look, for me, it's like, I think that we as a people, we have to kind of understand, if we don't have conversations like this, look, our stock is as low as it can go right now. Our stock is so low, George Soros wants to short it. Okay, it's bad. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. But we can move on. I mean, but that was really good, guys. Like I'm very impressed. So okay, they find.
I had a side note. So
yeah, go for it.
So I was trying to write a bit about it. You know, like America versus U.S. kind of versus.
Yeah, let's talk it out.
So I thought I was trying to make a cut versus uncut. I thought it was only Jews and Americans that got circumcised.
That's funny.
I wrote a whole bit, and then I was like, most other cultures circumcised too. So I was like, that makes no sense.
It kind of works if you like divide it on the Western line. That's funny though, the cut versus uncut. There is something there. That is pretty interesting. And then, what were you gonna say, Steve?
Oh, he's just. I'm glad he's fact checking finally.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Canada thing that was pretty. But I agree though. So look, isn't that song "There Goes My Hero"? Is that Nickelback or Creed?
That's a Freddie Krueger. It's not Nickelback or not Fred.
Foo Fighters, you guys. Foo Fighters.
Thank
my
you.
favorite band, David Grohl.
Oh yeah. Steve looks like Dave Grohl's unsuccessful brother. So
How could you miss that?
Yeah. Okay, Foo Fighters, what are they?
Oh, they're Americans all the way.
Okay, so they played that when RFK and Donald Trump.
There goes my hero.
Yeah.
There goes my hero.
There goes my hero. And then RFK was, there goes my hero. He tried. He has so many important things that he says, but no one can hear him. And that's why he'll never win, unfortunately.
He needs a translator.
Yeah. He needs the Stephen Hawking thing,
Yeah, if he goes straight to robot voice, we might be able to get back on board.
Though, I must say, this conversation might be getting a little obsolete. I think he's taking stem cells or something. He's getting better, and soon his throat is going to have abs, like a six-pack, and he'll just be like, he'll be able to sing it, he'll be able to do anything with his voice.
Damn, that's probably the most RFK thing to do. Get a six-pack on your throat.
I think that's a sign of the apocalypse, actually. If he gets his voice back and he can sing, I'm heading for the hills.
Yeah. I'm eating bear fetuses. And then he starts to sound like he sounds like the guy from Queen.
I think he's possessed at that point. I'm just being like, this is witchcraft. I'm out of here.
Yeah. No, it is impressive. So Steve, I actually had you on my show previously to the non-live version of the show to discuss the California fires at the time, right, and all the failures. They caught the person who started those fires.
What do you look like?
29-year-old loser. I mean, probably looked just like me, if you really want to be honest. Yeah. Without the suit. I mean, let's be honest, especially when I was doing Uber. Oh my God, but it was an Uber driver from Melbourne, Florida. Yeah, not an ounce of testosterone on him.
Oh, man.
It totally looks like he lives in his parents' basement. Doesn't look like he gets laid like you two. Something more like this, unfortunately. No, I'm married. Love my wife. She's on the road doing big time shows, just like her husband.
Real comedy.
Yeah.
Real
We're just like each other. We're on the same level, right, babe? Right? Yeah. I'm her butler who eats her pussy. Yeah, that's all I really do. Oh man, it sucks. But okay, so so they caught the guy, and they caught him because not the best criminal. He filmed himself actually doing it. He called 911 multiple times, and then he learned very quickly it's California. Calling 911 ain't gonna do jack.
How long did it take to catch him if he filmed himself and posted it?
Yeah, this is amazing. It has been almost a year. 9 months of no rebuilding.
That's fast for them.
Yeah,
that's fast.
Yeah,
What do you think will get rebuilt first, California or Gaza?
Oh, Gaza by miles and miles. Oh my God. We will build up Gaza. Netanyahu will destroy it. We will build it up again before the Palisades are back.
Yeah, they'll just be signing all the permits by that time.
Yeah. We would take 10%. We got to at least take 10%. So, yeah, I mean, and this is the funniest part. So, in California, you call 911, nothing's going to happen except you're going to be on a list. But don't worry, it's going to be 9 months. You got time. You got plenty of time. I mean, he had all the time to get out of the country, and he was just chilling because he's like, it's California, who cares? So
Perfect crime. Nobody will catch
That's
me.
what I was about to say.
yeah.
Yeah, you had 9 months to like find a wife in Peru or something, you know?
Or grow a mustache, like God, like nothing. He didn't do jack. You know, it was sad.
All he's got to do is drive to Tijuana and he's good.
Yeah, I mean, God, apparently all he had to do was drive to even Vegas or something. Like, they wouldn't have checked. Like, it's just sad that it took this long. So, yeah, I mean, okay. I actually, I had a viral clip where I commented on the fact that why didn't California, why didn't they drop seawater on the houses? What do you think of that? Like, why didn't they do that? Like, do you think that, first of all, would you save a multi-million-dollar home, but you have to drop salt water on it?
Wait, what does the salt water have to do with anything?
Because all these houses were literally right next to the ocean in Malibu, right? They're on the freaking coastline.
Yeah.
You can literally take a bucket, right? Right? And like, it's that close. They couldn't save these, because they chose not to use seawater. So what do you think of that?
Well, what does seawater have to do with it?
Because in the 1900s, early 1900s, 1910, this was the technique used by firefighters in this situation. They would have a boat that would pump water to the fire hydrant, and then from that fire hydrant, they have unlimited amounts of water. And in the 1910s, we had a better firefighting system than we have now in California. So that's why I'm asking that. Good questions.
I guess why wouldn't they use the? I guess I'm on the same page.
Yes. So
it seems so stupid.
yeah. So that was the exact point I wanted to get out. Like, it's comments are like, no shit, no duh. Why wouldn't you? Because it would harm the plant life. If you poured salt water, plants might not grow back. This is the actual logic of California. I am telling you right now. Even though a fire hurts the plants too, California. Did you know that? Like, oh my God, it's wild. They let hundreds of millions of dollars, like billions of dollars of houses burn up because they didn't want to use salt water.
Well, they're still trying to get the plans approved to rebuild the pumper boats. It's been going on for the last 85 years or something. That's what's going on. I did the research.
And then no, thank you for bringing that up too. That's good research. I didn't know that. But we did cover on the show that they don't even drop water out of planes now. So they have like a little scooper plane. It's like a pelican, right? It comes in, grabs the water, and then boop, plops it right on there. It's been used for, I think it was like 50 years, I think, if you remember, right? And so they don't drop water anymore from the ocean because you could just grab it and refill it easily. They drop this red slurry stuff because it's more environmentally friendly. Except this red slurry, if one drop gets into any waterway, it destroys the water for like an entire generation. This is the logic of California.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fire also hurts.
Yeah.
And
then
I don't know. It makes no sense.
And then the other dirty little secret is the salt water. One of the other reasons why they don't want to drop it is because of electric vehicles and your charging stations and the lithium. And that combination exacerbates the fire even more. So yeah, you green nerds, it's not like Green Goddess that actually cares about the environment. You fake greenies with your Elon mobile and your Elon charging station, you're making the environment worse. And oh yeah, young black kids have to mine your stuff for slave wages. So I hope you feel great about your Tesla. But so, I mean, are you kind of astounded at the mismanagement of California, or would you have done it exactly the way they did it?
I've definitely done differently, of course.
Yeah, so pretty much anybody would have just dropped seawater.
Yeah.
So that's the point I'm trying to get. I think most people don't realize how avoidable it was, and they just let it happen. I mean, Steve, you know more than me. You're a plumber, right? Describe what I didn't fill in.
What you didn't fill in, I think you filled in everything.
Well, Well, just give some extra context then. You actually know stuff. I'm just a J. Okay? What would I know?
Okay. So the politics are the problem all the time with the efficiency of everything that works in California. So the California drought doesn't need to exist. They also, just like the availability of the water for the fire, you also have the availability of the ocean water for drinking, sanitation, and everything else. Now, however many years ago when the mob built Las Vegas, they dammed the river, building the Hoover Dam to power Las Vegas. They dammed that river. Those were the rivers that went into Southern California. Those rivers that went into Southern California started the Southern California drought. And then, like gangsters, they piped the water back out from Hoover Dam all the way back to California and sold the water they stole from us back to us. Only this time it's completely polluted with the damaged piping that they used to get it to us. So the most beautiful place on earth with the best weather on earth and everything else, and they've got some of the worst water in the country next to what's that awful place in Michigan or whatever.
Flint, and then here, Texas.
So their solution to this is they're going to build an $8 billion desal plant to do this, and it's going to take X amount of years and everything else. Just like when they used their environmental excuse to get rid of the pumper boats and everything else, and then they decided to buy chemicals to dump on the fires instead of using water, because water would be crazy. It would be a crazy idea.
Wild. I know, you're talking crazy, Steve. I don't know. So, okay. So, clearly they're idiots. Okay. Really quick, funny one, and then we'll get to the last topic. There's this guy named Hasan Piker. He's like a liberal influencer. He was actually my example last week, or last episode of Charlie Kirk. Hey, if someone tried to shoot Hasan Piker for his speech, would you object to it? I of course did. And so, but he's kind of like the equivalent of Charlie Kirk on the left. He's an instigator for sure. He got in a lot of crap because he has a dog in the background of his stream, and it was revealed that he shot collars the dog to keep him in the shot. And I think it's terrible that they're getting mad at Hasan because me and Steve have the same setup, okay? I have him under shot collar right now. It's on his balls. But, it's just to keep him paying attention, okay? But, no, obviously, I'm not, again, it's terrible that he's shocking a dog. He could be fucking a goat, okay? He could be. So we're actually, no, it's terrible. There really is, But what do you guys think of it?
What kind of dog are we talking here?
It's a cute dog.
Oh, if it's a cute dog, then they should just string him alive and kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll go full PETA on that one.
Yeah. What do you think, Coco?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the goat would probably be better. I'm trying to come. I think the goat may like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's a freaky dog.
Okay, well, really quick. So let's talk about Ken Paxton, the dude who is against cannabis legalization here. Ken Paxton just got into another affair scandal, the second one. I mean, honestly, he really needs some weed right now because he needs to relax and he needs to chill out. It's a real shame for him. It's a real shame. So what do you think of the enemy of the show, Ken Paxton? I challenge you, Ken, to come on the show. But, so what do you think of our enemy? Should we vote his ass out?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Exactly. I mean, that's all the nuance you need on this show. Yeah. What do you think, Steve?
I think if this guy's got a self-control problem, he shouldn't be telling us what we can put in our bodies.
Oh, yeah. Holier than that.
I don't think necessarily a self-control problem. I think it's a getting caught problem.
That's real.
That's so Texas.
Yeah, but you know what? He isn't smooth at this. He's got to be better. You got to be better at cheating. You got to be sneakier. Ask my people how to do this, okay? Because unfortunately, we got blackmail on you, sexual blackmail. This is what we do. You know, it's just automatic. You know, we got it on all the Norwegian players. Oh, with your 5-0. Oh yeah, enjoy that. You're now on Epstein Island. Okay, take that, Norwegians. Yes, thank you. So, okay. You guys are both anti-Ken Paxton, even though he is pretty conservative. He is a good conservative otherwise. He is the only one who really cares about voter fraud. And of course, my film, American History of Voter Fraud, the cult classic. But
to maintain our status with this venue, fuck Ken Paxton.
That's right. That's right. Now, remember, Ken, you can come here and debate, and I know the crowd is rowdy and it's intimidating.
Where's here?
Yeah, it's Green Goddess in Denton, Texas, the greatest dispensary in the world. Yes.
Shameless plug.
Yes, very good. No, they are heroes who allow artists and Eric Abbenante to perform on stage and get out their mental illness. So, okay, so yeah, Ken Paxton, hope he gets voted out. The government shutdown. What are your thoughts on it? Like, is it kind of weird, like, the government can be shut down and you're like, I didn't notice, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Well, doesn't like the government kind of shut down like every year? Like, in that kind of like
that
every year? I feel like this happens like a lot of times in my lifetime. Like,
oh, it's a frequent occurrence. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it just shut down for 3 days.
Not every year, but almost every term for sure.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I feel like it's a lot.
yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, I take PTO, so I think, maybe Uncle Sam can every now and then.
Yeah, but we're paying. It's on our dime. Is the thing too.
Yeah.
So that's the kind
What do
of
you
bump.
think paid time off means?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, you're right. You fooled again by a more genius man, Jenner Cooker. What's your?
Well, okay. So do you know what it means? Like, I don't know how it affects me when the government's shut down for like a week.
Okay, so good. So I'll explain it. So you fall into 3 categories: the government workers. You get furloughed, which means you're out of there, and they might bring you back later, might not, depends. Then there's the accepted. Okay, accepted means you're an essential worker, but you're not getting paid. You're gonna get back pay. Like ICE is in that category. And then you have exempt. Exempt is like, your money is not necessarily tied to the government, like the post office, right? So they ain't gonna be interrupted by this for now, but the airport is, and that's really where you see a lot of the stress from this. Typically in administrations is like, oh, people are upset when they're flying, and then one of the 2 parties gets blamed, and then it gets resolved, right? But that's kind of what the cycle is right now. Who's going to get blamed? It's kind of up in the air. So who do you think should get blamed for this? I kind of outlined at the beginning, it was technically in the hands of the Democrats, and so a lot of people are blaming the Democrats, but also, typically, if you're in power, like the Trump administration is, and you have all 3 branches, and the government shut down, people usually blame you. So what do you guys think? Who should get the blame on this?
Well, it's your show. I thought we were blaming a Jew at this point.
Yeah, no, blame me.
Yeah.
Blaming me is always, I'm the scapegoat for you. Okay, I'm always
there.
there.
Issue or something.
Yeah, an APAC. I'm your APAC guy, by the way. Yeah, every congressman has an APAC guy. You have a new Mossad handler. Your life is great.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Okay, so, the government being shut down, you guys are not impressed with that? You don't think it's going to affect things? You think it's going to get resolved pretty quickly, right?
Doesn't it usually, like I said, has there been a time in history where it didn't get resolved?
There's been times where it was more extended, and there was more pain from it, and there were therefore more political implications. And those implications are, we have a November election, the special elections in Virginia and in New Jersey, Abigail Spanberger, who I mentioned earlier, and Mikey Sherrill, they're in. So those elections actually, those could really be affected by this. The Democrats are locked in to win those. And so it was kind of crazy that they did this. because it was like, you know, you have all this momentum, you know, let the Americans feel the pain of the Obamacare subsidies lapsing, right? And then the Republicans would get the blame. But the Democrats like, no, we're going to shut the government down. And it's a real risk, because if the Democrats are blamed for this, then they're just going to lose 2 elections that they were just guaranteed to win because of the unpopularity of the Trump administration. So, yeah, those are kind of the stakes. So that's why I was wondering, do you think Democrats or Republicans, like I have a relative who works in the government, and she is like more liberal, left of center, and she's like, I'm going to become a Republican if the Democrats keep this shit up. That's an exact quote. And she is not a Republican. She's a Jewish woman. So, you know, it's like, that was surprising to me. So who do you think is going to get the blame ultimately?
It's going to be the Democrats, and I think they need to get some real strategists in there that can actually come up with a proper game plan to win an election.
Some Republicans. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they kicked all the talent off the team, and it's going to be a real problem over there.
Very well said. Okay. What do you think?
That's well elaborated.
Yeah, so you pretty much agree. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I don't really keep up with like all the nitty gritty.
Well, it's just,
like,
it's
to me it sounds like a game of chicken.
Yeah, like that's kind of what it is. So I was describing it as like taking your ball and going home, because both sides could get some blame for it. Well, okay, guys, we're gonna end it here on this. Before I get into my ending monologue, I have a prediction. I think that J.D. Vance is a bad matchup against Gavin Newsom, and if J.D. Vance runs against Gavin Newsom, and polls show this, it's like he's 10 points down currently against Gavin. Or like 49, 41 in aggregate. It's like 8 to 10 points down. And so, look, J.D. Vance is not a good matchup. The Republicans, they need to think of somebody else. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Who?
Jewish space lasers.
Okay. I'm listening.
I'm listening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now I got your attention with Jewish space lasers. By the way, she never said that, unfortunately. If she had said that, trust me, it would be at the beginning of like my compilation of every show. Okay, I was looking for it. And this is one of the times where you learned, the liberal media lied to you. They just telephone gamed it. She was talking about a fire with the Rothschilds. Said the Rothschilds had a laser. She never said Jewish space laser, unfortunately. But I actually think she would be a better choice than JD. I have friends, this is not my opinion, but I have friends who say they will not vote for J.D. Vance. These are people who enthusiastically voted for Trump because J.D. Vance has an Indian wife. And they also look at Gavin Newsom. He's like, Gavin Newsom's like the all-American kind of guy. And so, and look, I don't take these opinions, but this is the deep part of the Republican core. There's a lot of people like that. Do you think that J.D. Vance can really win, or do you think we need to swap him out for someone like an MTG?
I still like J.D. Vance for the spot, and if Marjorie's coming in swinging, we'll see how it shakes out. But I still like J.D. Vance for the spot.
I don't know, whenever JD speaks, I like him. He doesn't say anything that like repulses me. But yeah, I think that's crazy that Gavin's like 10 points up, because California is like always on fire, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it's
naturally man-made fire.
Yeah, no, trust me,
riots.
I'm not saying I want it. I'm saying the polls show that that's the most likely outcome right now. So, and I guess the other way I could put it is like, look, J.D. Vance, I like him too. You know, my nickname for him at the beginning was JD minus Vance, because he wasn't very good at the beginning. And he did more interviews than Kamala and Tim Walz combined, and times like 5. And he even did more than Trump. And just like we're doing now, he got better and better and better every rep. I really respect that. He hasn't done anything wrong. Al Gore, once he lost, right, trying to, against George W. Bush, in the same situation, right? VP trying to, take on the legacy, right? And Bill Clinton's approval rating was like 60%, somewhere between 55 and 60. And even Al Gore couldn't overcome the unpopularity of the Bill Clinton administration and the sex scandal stuff, right? And so and other things, but and his lack of charisma. But you know what I'm saying, right? Trump's at 43%. JD Vance could be perfect. He could be 110% as good as you could do it, and Trump could be an anchor around his neck. And so you kind of need someone who's like outside the administration, which is why I think MTG would be good. But what do you think about a theory, Steve?
Well, I'd like to know historically, like, how often has that poll where for the VP to come in as the presidential candidate after the term, how many of them have actually pulled that off?
It's hard, and it's harder and harder the more modern we get. 24-hour news cycle.
It is a tough
But
poll.
Biden did it, so if Biden could do it.
Yes, though it was suspicious that, they did, Yeah, they didn't use him the first time when they could have, the Hillary time, and then they brought him in, and somehow he got 15 million more than Barack Obama and Hillary. It was a little suspicious, but yes, he did come in, but he didn't come in
pulled
right
him out
after.
of a coffin, blew some dust off of him, shot him full of stem cells and steroids and cocaine, whatever else, and sent him out.
To against your point, though, I mean, they waited 4 years, right? So they didn't do him immediately after Obama, because immediately after Obama, he might have been unpopular. Get what I'm saying? So and that's why Hillary was an interesting choice, because at least she was outside of the administration.
Well, isn't it like Obama, like the man still, or no, not as much?
He's fading. It's a great question. Like, he still obviously is the big figure, right? Kind of like Nancy Pelosi was the overhanging figure. But, Michelle Obama used to be like, oh, we could bring her out like Mariano Rivera and close any game.
No.
You know?
See, look, I grew up in the generation of the school lunches that she fucked up. Alright, everyone who went to school, my generation, is like, alright, this is all Michelle Obama. The reason why we're eating slop right now, that's nutritious. So I don't think so.
That's fine. Well, so the notion was they would poll it and she would be the most popular Democrat by far. Now, to your point, are those two Democrats, are they the most popular Democrats? Yeah, but they're not nearly as popular as they once were. They don't have the stranglehold, and honestly, they don't have the dominant figure anymore. It's like AOC, kinda, really. Like, they don't got much over there. They like to brag, oh, we have so much depth. Not really. You don't have like a number one option. It's like football. You got 3 quarterbacks, you got none. And so that's kind of the situation they're in. What do you think, Steve? Then we'll wrap it up.
I got nothing over here for that one.
And I don't know. I think that's kind of the same breeding ground that Trump came out of. Like, whenever it came to like the 2016, he, wasn't there like 16 candidates that was all in the debate?
Yeah.
And then, obviously 16. I think there's like 4 of them, 5 of them that was like kind of considered.
Great.
Yeah. And then, so maybe out of all this nonsense, someone's gonna come out of the woods. So that could be a thing.
No, it's so the reason for the question really was J.D. Vance is not. He's like a historically almost unprecedented, overwhelming favorite going into the primary. Right? You've almost never seen this. And so I'm wondering, are Republicans going to be falling into a trend? And I like JD. I actually don't have many negative things to say about his performance at all. In fact, I would say oftentimes he's actually one of the few people who goes against the groupthink, right? And so you saw that in those text messages in Signalgate that were released. He was actually the only one trying to provide a different opinion. I like the man, but the numbers speak for themselves. Like, I really think it's going to be an anchor, and I feel like he's going to be Sisyphus. There's, doesn't matter how well you do, you can't push that rock up that hill because that rock is so heavy and it's named after Trump. That's my opinion on that. But you guys have been very generous for your time. Again, thank you all for Jenner Coker. And I want to get to the ending monologue, but that was a really
Thanks
good.
for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it was really good. So we're just gonna do the ending monologue really quick. We'll get out of here. It'll be quick. But so yeah, MTG potentially is gonna run for president, and she actually is positioning herself. You can tell. And if you read the tabloids, she's very good at taking positions, many different types of positions, if you know what I mean. So look, I mean, it would be the funniest thing in the world if the first female president was Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia. Okay? I mean, it would be just absolutely wonderful. I mean, again, Hillary Clinton, wake me up from this nightmare, please! Why? Marjorie Taylor, anyone but her! I mean, it would be great. It would be great. I mean, look, we have to do it because she's more masculine than JD, and she weighs less than JD. And look at the popularity of She-Hulk, okay? You know, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, look, who's gonna be your running mate? It's perfect. Pete Hegseth, okay? Don't worry, they'll be hooking up with other candidates in the meantime, okay? There'll be a lot of hooking up they'll be doing, but eventually they will link up, talk about an open primary. But look, I'm telling you, you libs like AOC, you wanted MAGA to go green. Well, guess what? MAGA is going green. MAGA is becoming the Marjorie Taylor Greene Party. Thank you all so much for another rousing episode of Eric Abbenante versus the world. You are all making my dreams come true. Thank you all so much. My name is Eric Abbenante. This is Steve the Sidekick, an amazing man. I would be dead without him. Then we have the very talented Jenner Coker. Please give it up for Green Goddess and Josh at Green Goddess, the mensch of this place. I couldn't do this without him. Thank you all so much. If they will allow us, please, we will be back next week or another Sunday. Thank you all so much. Good night. Oh, the credits are rolling. Oh, thank you all.